Ice nerds! And yes, I mean you. After all, you are watching a video on how to freeze water. But don't worry, making clear ice is almost as cool as you were in high school. I'm sorry. If that was a little harsh, I do apologize. But the point of this video is to teach you how to make clear ice using distilled water. Now, I do have another video that goes over how to make clear ice using tap water, and that is the simplest and easy method. But sometimes your tap water is just not pure enough to cut it. So you're gonna have to resort to distilled water. But what is distilled water? Distilled water is water that is 100% pure. Basically, it's water that has been boiled and then the steam captured and then recondensed back into a liquid. This frees the water of any impurities that might have existed in the water to begin with. You can pick up distilled water at just about any grocery store. Before we get into making the ice, let's talk hardware. I use two essential items to make impressive sized ice cubes. First, I use the Tovolo King Cube ice tray. This is a silicone ice tray that is super flexible and makes it ridiculously easy to remove ice cubes after sitting in the freezer. It produces 2-inch by 2-inch by 2-inch ice cubes, which are absolutely huge. Next, I use the Coleman 5-quart cooler. The reason is this cooler is big enough to hold the Tovolo King Cube ice tray and any other ice cube trays that you might want to use, but also small enough to fit in your normal everyday freezer. Links to both items are in the description below or on the website. Anyway, once you have your distilled water, step number 1 is you're going to want to boil it. Why boil the distilled water? The reason is you might have air trapped in your water. Your water might have a high oxygen content. Not necessarily, but sometimes it might. And if you just put it in your ice mold and put it in the freezer, you're gonna get these air bubbles trapped inside your ice cube, which, by the way, looks great. So if that's the look you're going for, that's cool. But if not, you're gonna wanna boil your water first. Step number 2. Once your water cools a bit, take it and pour it into your ice mold. Take extra care not to cause too much turbulence with your water, because this might put oxygen back into your water, leaving your ice cubes full of air bubbles. I usually pour my water from a pitcher of some kind, giving me maximum control. Step number 3. Step 3 is pretty easy. After filling your ice tray, place it into your cooler and fill the sides with water. This water doesn't need to be boiled or distilled, but it does need to come almost to the top of your ice tray. This water will insulate your ice cubes, allowing them to freeze slowly. Place the ice cubes in the freezer overnight. Step number 4. After about 24 hours in the freezer, take your cooler out of the freezer and get the block of ice out of your cooler. Your hard work should be rewarded with perfectly clear ice cubes. Grab a knife or other blunt object and a hammer-like object to begin freeing your ice mold. I use a crappy pocket knife and a can opener to do this. Tap around your ice tray until it's free from the ice. And finally, step 5. Remove the ice cubes from the ice tray. And now you can use your ice cubes or save them for later. However, it is super duper important. If you take your ice cubes out from the freezer, you need to wait a few minutes before putting them into liquid. If you put them straight into liquid from the freezer, the ice cubes will crack and all your hard work will be for nothing. Don't let your hard work be for nothing. Just take them out 5 minutes before serving and you should be fine.
Dance with you.